Hey guys, June here, and this is a guide video for the challenge mode version of Helwyr. This can be done with any attack style, but I strongly recommend magic, especially for learners, because you need to stay at a distance most of the fight, and the fact that you have metamorphosis gives you the ability to boost your damage while staying mobile. For the sake of saving us some time, I'm also going to assume that you already know the basics of the Helwyr fight. If not, click the annotation on screen and I'll take you over to my basic normal mode Helwyr guide. So the challenge mode fight is actually largely the same as the normal mode fight, with the addition of an additional special attack on the end of his rotation, and of course the damage from everything is doubled. When the fight begins, of course, Helwyr selects several mushrooms to emit spores, but these are focused around the player. Once this occurs, we want to run to the other side of the room around any of the mushroom clouds, and this gives us the opportunity to flee from both his bleed effect and from the frenzy special. Our objective here is to find a straight path from north to south where there are no mushrooms emitting spores. When we find that path, we want to move all the way to the north end, and at this point Helwyr will probably summon 2 of the wolves. He will only do this special attack twice, and after that point this spot in his special attack rotation is replaced with another bleed. After the wolf for the second bleed, he starts his new special attack. All of the mushrooms in the room will grow except for the northernmost row, and then they'll explode, dealing up to 6,000 typeless damage to any player standing in that range. They'll then shrink and grow again, except the second northernmost row will be exempted this time. This procession will continue one by one moving south, and it's important for the player to move along with the exempted row. When you get all the way to the south end, you simply have to wait a few seconds for Helwyr to use his Nature's Aid special again, and this begins his attack rotation a second time. Since the mushrooms from this special are targeted around the player, it's best to wait until he says it and then run north and surge across into the empty space, which should be the entire northernmost row. Just by surging away, we will automatically avoid his first special attack, which will be the bleed. If the full northernmost row is clear, we can continue running while using our abilities to avoid the second special attack as well. If not, we can always use Devotion or Debilitate and swap to Melee Prayer to deal with that one and clear the bleed after it's finished. After that, he will either summon wolves or use the bleed attack again, and that one is especially easy to simply move away from. Then we have a few seconds to move wherever the full north to south clear path is and stand at the north end to prepare for the mushroom procession of bombs. This will continue to cycle back and forth until you can finish Helwyr off. Make sure you use Metamorphosis whenever possible to boost your DPS, and generally it's going to be a pretty long fight, from anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes maybe, depending on your DPS speed. Soul Split is more than enough to heal during this boss fight as long as you don't tank unnecessary specials, and if you do, you're more than likely just going to get KO'd, so you're actually not going to use much food at this boss. It took me about 5 kills to get the strategy down to the point where I was doing no food kills, so I think you guys shouldn't have too much trouble with it. The only exception is a pretty major glitch that only happens occasionally. When Helwyr starts his Mushroom Procession of Bombs special attack, he'll occasionally also start using the first special attack in his rotation again, which results in you essentially getting permanently bound and then blown to pieces by the explosions. Keep this in mind, and if you see him call for Nature's Aid while he's supposed to be doing his Mushroom Procession, teleport away as quickly as possible. That's all there is to challenge mode, guys. This is a pretty difficult fight with a lot of KO potential, but once you master the mechanics, it's actually very easy to do no food kills here. So I wish you all good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.